Imagine this. One of the biggest Bitcoin ETF providers on the planet goes on CNBC and basically says, if Bitcoin's encryption and privacy don't hold up, we'll walk away. That's exactly what just happened. The CEO of VanEck, a firm managing tens of billions of dollars, is now openly questioning whether Bitcoin has enough encryption and enough privacy, and even hinting that quantum computers could eventually break its security. Crypto news +1. So what does he know that retail investors don't? And should you be worried about your own Bitcoin holdings? Stay tuned, because in this video we're breaking down what the VanEck CEO really said, why quantum and privacy risk suddenly matter so much, and what this could mean for your coins and your strategy going forward. Welcome back to the channel, where we decode crypto, markets, and the future of money so you don't get left behind. If you're into Bitcoin, ETFs, regulation, and digital privacy, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss these breakdowns. Before we talk about the warning, let's be clear on who is sounding the alarm. VanEck is not a small crypto-native startup. It's a traditional investment management firm founded in 1955, headquartered in New York, with over $100 billion in assets under management and a long history in ETFs and commodities like gold. Wikipedia. They were also one of the early players in Bitcoin ETF products, giving big institutions an easy way to gain exposure to BTC through the traditional financial system. So when Jan VanEck, the CEO, says on mainstream TV that Bitcoin may not have sufficient encryption, its privacy model may be weaker than people assume, and VanEck could walk away from Bitcoin if the core thesis breaks, that's not just a YouTuber with a hot take. That's a regulated institution, with deep ties to Wall Street and global investors, saying. In a recent CNBC Power Lunch appearance, Jan VanEck raised two key questions the Bitcoin community is now wrestling with. Does Bitcoin have enough encryption to stay secure in a future with quantum computers? Does Bitcoin offer enough privacy for users who don't want their entire transaction history exposed on a public ledger? He went so far as to say that VanEck could reconsider or even exit its Bitcoin exposure if these core issues aren't addressed and Bitcoin's fundamental thesis breaks. He also highlighted that some long-time Bitcoin holders, even so-called maxis, are looking at alternatives like Zcash, a coin with much stronger built-in privacy features. In other words, his message wasn't, Bitcoin is dead, but more like, Bitcoin is amazing, if its encryption and privacy can keep up with the future. To understand why this even matters, we need a quick Bitcoin privacy reality check. A lot of newer investors still think Bitcoin is some sort of anonymous internet cash. In reality, Bitcoin is pseudonymous, not anonymous. Every transaction is recorded publicly on the blockchain. Addresses are just strings of characters, but they can often be linked back to real identities when you use exchanges, KYC services, or even just reuse addresses. Jan VanEck pointed out that everyone can see the money movements within Bitcoin's blockchain, and he's right. Today, chain analytics companies can cluster addresses, governments can subpoena centralized exchanges. And if any of your coins ever touch a KYC exchange, there's a good chance your wallet history can be analyzed and attributed. So when the CEO of a major ETF issuer talks about Bitcoin's privacy gap, he's essentially saying, if Bitcoin is going to serve as long-term, censorship-resistant money, can it really do that when every transaction is permanently visible? And for some large investors, that's now a serious question. The second part of his warning is about quantum computing, and this is where things get really interesting. Bitcoin's security relies heavily on elliptic curve cryptography. Right now, that's considered extremely secure against classical computers. But quantum computers, at scale, could one day run algorithms capable of breaking these cryptographic assumptions far faster than anything we have today. Jan VanEck specifically called out quantum risk as one of the core reasons they're re-evaluating Bitcoin's long-term security. Here's the nuance. Today's quantum machines are not yet powerful enough to break Bitcoin. Many cryptographers believe we still have years, maybe decades, to upgrade Bitcoin and other protocols to quantum-resistant algorithms. But from an institutional risk perspective, firms like VanEck have to think on very long time horizons. So the CEO's message is basically, if quantum computing evolves faster than Bitcoin upgrades, the encryption that secures your coins could be at risk, and that would break the core investment thesis. For most everyday holders, this isn't a panic now scenario, but it is a reminder that Bitcoin's code is not frozen in time. It has to keep evolving as technology does. So why does Zcash keep showing up in all these headlines? In his recent interviews and coverage, VanEck mentioned that some long-term Bitcoin holders and Maxis are exploring Zcash, calling it sort of related to Bitcoin with a lot more privacy. Zcash is designed as a privacy coin. It uses advanced cryptography, including zero-knowledge proofs, ZK snaps, allowing transactions where the sender, receiver, and amount can be hidden, while still being verifiable on-chain. For investors who still believe in the hard money, fixed supply thesis of Bitcoin, but want better privacy guarantees, coins like Zcash start to look like hedges against Bitcoin's transparency. From VanEck's perspective, this isn't just about price speculation, it's about technical robustness. If Bitcoin can't solve its future privacy and quantum concerns, but alternative chains can, then capital, including institutional capital, may start to diversify more aggressively into these privacy-focused assets. That's the shift he's hinting at. So, let's bring this down to your level. You're a retail investor. Maybe you hold some BTC, maybe you're DCAing, maybe you're just watching. What does this warning actually mean for you? First, this does not mean Bitcoin is about to be hacked tomorrow, or institutions are dumping everything overnight. Instead, think of it as a signal that major players are now openly factoring encryption and privacy into their long-term Bitcoin thesis. A reminder that Bitcoin's value is not just about number go up, but about the strength of its technology in a changing world. Second, it suggests a few potential scenarios over the next decade. Bitcoin upgrades successfully. The community implements quantum-resistant cryptography in time. Privacy tools around Bitcoin improve, through Layer 2 solutions, better wallets, or protocol-level changes. In this case, the current concerns become a catalyst for innovation, not collapse. Bitcoin remains transparent and vulnerable for too long. Quantum advances start to look more threatening. Surveillance and chain analysis reach new levels. Some long-term capital rotates more heavily into privacy coins or alternative chains. Hybrid outcome. Bitcoin stays the transparent, reserve-style asset, while more private chains become the day-to-day transactional layer for people who care deeply about anonymity. No one knows exactly how it will play out. But VanEck CEO just made it clear that institutions are thinking this way right now. Let's talk practical moves you can make today to be a smarter Bitcoin user, without doing anything shady or illegal. Quick disclaimer: this is not financial or legal advice. Always do your own research and follow the laws and regulations in your jurisdiction. 1. Understand that Bitcoin is public by default. Don't act like your Bitcoin activity is invisible. Assume that, if it ever touches a KYC exchange, it can likely be analyzed. 2. Use fresh addresses. Most modern wallets let you generate a new receiving address every time. This makes it harder to link all your activity together. 3. Be thoughtful about what you link to your identity. Anytime you post a wallet address publicly or connect it to your real name, you're giving chain analysis tools more data. 4. Look into second-layer solutions and privacy-enhancing tools. Without naming specific services, you can research Layer 2 payment solutions, wallets that focus on coin control and UTXO management, and, if it's legal where you live, privacy-enhancing features that improve fungibility. Always check the regulatory landscape in your region. Some privacy tools are heavily scrutinized or restricted in certain countries. 5. Diversify your knowledge, not just your coins. Whether or not you ever touch a privacy coin like Zcash, it's worth understanding how privacy-preserving technologies work, because they may play a bigger role in the future of crypto, especially if institutions keep raising these concerns. So, is the VanEck CEO's warning a reason to panic? In my view, it's less of a doomsday prophecy and more of a wake-up call. If you believe in Bitcoin long-term, you should want the community to take quantum computing seriously, to push for ongoing security audits, and to have real discussions about privacy, surveillance, and the rights of users in a digital economy. The fact that these questions are being raised by major institutions on mainstream TV means Bitcoin has matured to the point where its biggest risks are no longer just, will anyone use this? Instead, we're now debating how to keep it secure and free in a much more powerful technological world. That's actually a sign of progress. So, what do you think? Is the VanEck CEO overreacting to long-term theoretical risks, or is this exactly the kind of tough love Bitcoin needs to stay ahead of the curve? Let me know in the comments. Are you more worried about Bitcoin's privacy and encryption after hearing this, or not at all? If you found this breakdown helpful, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive on crypto, ETFs, and the future of digital money. Thanks for watching, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.